Hey guys, what's up? This is Rapid, and joining me is Vidu as my co-caster. So this is a scrim between Team Lzuruha and Team ReBoot. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him go over some of the matchups and tell us about any of the level 1 action that may or may not transpire here.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Off the start, Lzuruha sent 4 people through mid to cover their own blue buff. And right now they know that they're all just seeing their blue buff. Kind of interesting commentation. Oh, there's an engage on Zilian. Zilian gets bursted instantly. Also previously Nunu warded their own red buff in anticipation they'd invade there, but obviously that is not what happened. Right now it looks like they're about to just take wolves and then blue and go back to their own lanes.
Yeah, I think their trolling was like a little too hard there. Slushy just kind of got like 4 shots, so I don't know about that. Maybe they just don't think these kids are any good, but it does look like ReBoot's gonna pick up Lzuruha's blue, and I don't think that's the way you want to start the game.
Yeah, and Ted Stickles is taking his own red right now, Warwick. And if I know DeJester even a little bit, he's really angry right now at his team because he's typically a more passive player.
Yeah, definitely, and also because he generally likes to play, you know, perfect games, play in under that tournament mode mindset, and
yeah,
when you screw around like that, that's how you lose tournaments. So hopefully we can kind of, get
on
back
a side
into
note,
this game.
that first blood actually went to I can't believe I forgot Trundle right now. So he's gonna have a faster jungle route, and when he first recalls, he'll probably recall and straight get Madrid's Razor. If not, maybe go something like boots and cloth armor or something along that line.
Yeah, each character has that advantage, that item that they get if they get that early kill, and with junglers it's possibly the most effective just because you get that Madrid's so early and you just have such fast clearing, which leads to more ganks, which are, especially effective in the early game before you have time to
looks
mitigate.
like Warwick's going in top. Warwick's going in top for Irelia. There's a flash from Udyr.
Oh!
Sick kill.
Great
little surprised.
job.
I'm sure Irelia's a little surprised right now too. Warwick doesn't typically gank that early. Even with his recent buffs, he's a strong champ now, really strong, but his early ganks still are a little lackluster as opposed to other junglers.
Yeah, but Telandra with that stun, just so much burst damage going down, but meanwhile, speaking of
timing.
Damage, Daegen just got chunked there by Slushy, who apparently doesn't need first blood, but yeah, does he actually have the speed buff now? Yeah, he's gonna speed himself away.
Ahri missed.
I don't think he has anywhere to go. He's gonna come down bot lane, so At0mic and DeJester are gonna try to position, but Trundle's catching up. He has that contaminate on the ground, but
he needs his bottom lane to come over right now and stop him. Vayne did a really good job right there of hitting Graves away so that Graves couldn't come and help kill Slushy.
And now that we are all together here, it looks like Petudy is going to have to turn around. That guy is already up to 921 hit points, so he is really, really tanky, whereas Warwick only at 794, so yeah, it looks like that early kill on Trundle helped him level significantly, and now that he's going to pick up his own blue buff, that's going to be 2 blue buffs for him, as well as red buff, as well as a kill, so he is going to start to get really scary really fast.
Taking that blue is a little bit questionable. It's still really early, so it's not like completely random, but you could have given that blue to Ahri and help her win her lane early, especially since she's already and now she's going to have to back.
That would have been a better idea, at least as far as I am concerned. Telandra and Fred just kind of going at it, but it looks like Irelia has this early advantage. Let's see, actually, Irelia picked up a Meki pendant. I have never seen an Irelia get that item before. Maybe she's going for Chalice. You have any idea what that's for?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a Chalice because lane Udyr typically will go Tiger Udyr. And when he procs on Tiger form, it does all magic damage, so that's probably what he's going to go for Chalice.
Yeah,
plus the extra mana regen will help him free farm with his Q easier.
Yeah, usually I see if they're going to get that extra mana regen, they go like Philo Stone for the extra GP5s.
Yeah.
But the interesting build here, we're going to see a Chalice come out of Fred, so That'll be a little bit unique as far as this game is concerned. Looks like DeJester and Atomic. Atomic is not one of those sustained champions, but neither is Janna. So it's kind of a little bit of a shift in the meta. You used to see the Soraka, Sona, Taric lanes that could, that all had heals. But now we're just going more aggressive champions that scale really, really well into late game. And with those, well, I guess Riot calls it being brought into line, all those changes on Sona and Soraka, maybe we'll see the meta shift a little bit more in favor of more utility champions like the Blood Boil and the move speed from Atomic and Studio, respectively.
I also like to point out that Trundle just recalled. He just got back to jungle and cleared his Wilson race. But he bought straight Madrid Razors and Boots 1 off of that first Blood Gold.
Wow.
And he's farming well for the jungle as well.
Slushy just got hit there. The Contaminate is behind. Slushy's
going
going to...
for
Oh,
Slushy
nice
again.
dodge. But the pillar actually allows Slushy to get back there. Dodges the Q from Ahri,
Yeah.
and he's just going to run back around. So really good job by Slushy, microing that situation absolutely perfectly. But meanwhile, he had a wave thrown into the turret, and looks like that's going to cost Ahri 3 or 4 last hits.
Yeah, I think that was a subpar pillar because it made Slushy move a little bit, but it also stopped Ahri from being able to follow up and help him. So, I don't know. It was just, eh.
Yeah, it definitely could have done a better job at blocking Zilian. He kind of squeezed through there, so it, like you said, it really did inhibit that gank a little bit. But the speed boost from Zilian just really good. It's kind of like having a cannon in lane. You just speed yourself away from any potential danger. Looks like, I'm not sure this bomb is actually, yeah, there it is. Wow,
Yeah,
already
blue
40,
buff for Slushy.
yeah, 47 AP on Slushy right now. So it looks like bottom, DeJester just got chunked, but the CV goes down. They're going to know he's backing off, but Dagen's still going to come down
Ahri's
here.
down there.
Warwick's going to cycle around, but he's actually going to do red buff and not
They're
be
actually
there.
pinging Dragon right now.
And that's a
With
really good
DeJester having to
call.
back, they might be able to get it. Especially with Trundle, he's pretty tanky just naturally in the jungle, and he already got his Madrid Razors as well. He doesn't have his Wriggles finished, but he has all the components. And there's Ted just picking up his red.
Yeah, they could go for that, except that, Slushy would obviously see them all go down, and now that DeJester and Nunu are going back into lane, I don't think their window for opportunity has passed. Slushy just being really, really dumb, throwing bomb after bomb on top of Slushy, on top of Daegen, and with 50 AP, it just, it's so brutal.
He's actually out CSing Ahri by almost double at this point, 23 CS up right now. Blue buff certainly helped, and if Ahri had that earlier blue about 4 minutes ago, she might be able to be more even in this lane, but she just can't do the same type of poke as Slushy can right now with that blue buff.
She does have good sustain with her spell vamp, but it's just like, it's not even a factor. She just walks up, gets bombed for ridiculous amounts of damage, and all that flat AP rune nonsense from Slushy is really paying off as Daegen pretty much just can't do anything. He just comes up, gets a double bomb with the ignite, and that could be the kill. There it goes. Yep. Slushy's just picking up the bomb in one of the most anticlimactic fashions I have ever seen.
And now LzH is pinging for Dragon, and the gold total is now dead even. Even after the first blood and the 2 kills now for LzH, the gold's even.
Nah, DeJester's going to miss out on a cannon minion, which I'm not sure he wants to do. Actually, yeah, he's going to go back there, at least get the experience.
That's a free dragon.
And yeah, there goes the dragon. They didn't even need DeJester for that, so he stayed in his lane. He kept getting those last hits, and now that Atomic's back, it looks like, yeah, he and DeJester are just going to hang out down there. And wow, Graves totally whiffed on the buckshot. It's kind of hard to do with a shotgun.
Warwick has his ult. He wants to gank on Graves right now. It's going to be tough with Janna having her tornado as well as her slow. I don't think Graves would die that close to their turret.
Yeah, plus the tornado, interrupts Warwick ults, so it's like...
Yeah.
Whatever.
They want to make a play on the enemy's blue right now. But I believe they just killed a ward by Dragon, so they know they're there. Not quite sure, though.
Yeah, the CV goes down, the ward goes down, so everybody's aware of where everybody else is. Atomic's a little bit vulnerably placed, and I feel like if they had any sort of... Wow, I was just lagging there. So it looked like Atomic was just standing still there. But Petudy will actually...
There's a flash.
Yeah, but the Warwick ult
Trundle's
and the
in a bad spot right now.
bombs from Zilian plus the slow. Wow.
And there's the kill. That's the double buff for Ted Stickles now. That was definitely not worth it for Trundle to stay there and try and smite it and then get caught by Warwick.
But DeJester may actually go down. Oh, perfect ult there.
Safe. He's safe.
Wow.
That was big. I think Graves would have stayed and finished him off if it wasn't for the Zillion ult.
Yeah, and really good map awareness there by Slushy to come down and put that ult on DeJester, and even though he didn't die, it just said, well, you can't kill me, bro. So DeJester is looking really, really strong in lane. If we go ahead and check out the CS, it is 81 or 82 to 81, so perfectly even, which is really good because one of the weakest parts of wow. Speaking of weakness, it looks like Telandra is going to go down to Daegen top lane, and there we go. But
one for one top.
Yeah, one
but
for
then
one.
Again, also they also got an assist top, so it's actually a good trade for them.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel like you want to feed either Irelia or Udyr kills, but having an extra kill on Ahri is never a bad thing. She's going to go back, may actually have enough to pick up her her needlessly large. No, she's just going to go for boots 2 and wards. Yeah.
It'll allow her to gank easier with the level 2 boots as well, plus her CS is... She's actually exactly 40 CS behind Zilian right now in mid, so it's pretty big deficit. It's going to be hard for her to come back right now.
Ted Stickles is coming behind there. He's going to flash ult onto Nemesis.
That's a Janna ult I was talking about.
Instantaneously.
Graves tried to set on the turret. That was I think that was a bad play right there by Graves.
Oh my goodness, perfect arrow there, and it looks like Janna will go down as well. Ouch.
This is just really great teamwork right now from LzH, being able to make these 4-man ganks bottom and get free kills.
That's one of
There's nothing that you can do to defend against that if you don't have wards.
You just have to back up from your turret. Like, if you have good ward coverage, you'll know they're coming in through your jungle, and then you just have to back up from the turret. It's such like a dominating play that there's really no recourse against. You cannot defend the turret unless you have like tons and tons of CC. You just have to get out of there, and I feel like you know, they had a chance, but once that Warwick ult went off, you know, and there's 3 people down there, you gotta give up the turret.
I like to point out a little thing interesting top. Even though Udyr's 2-1 and Irelia's 0-2, Irelia's still winning by about 20 CS, and that was probably also because of Telandra going down for the dragon. So that's probably gave Irelia a lot of free time top. But then again, he's out leveling her as well.
Yeah, and we do see that Chalice actually built on Fred, and that is really helping, like you mentioned, against the Tiger stance damage. Slushy just continuing to dominate his lane. He is up to 103 AP, and Trundle's going to try to counter jungle this, but Ted Stickles is right on his way, and so Trundle's just going to have to go ahead and back off
Trundle's
there.
about to be in a bad spot.
Ooh, the pillar there.
Udyr, they didn't want to really engage there, I guess, because I'm sure Udyr's bear stance was up off cooldown again to give him that little speed boost, but I guess he figured it wasn't worth it at the time.
So blue buff is going to go on to Slushy once again once Udyr gets it low enough for him to pick it up there. And that's just not looking good for Ahri. Ahri's blue buff will be up eventually, but it doesn't trade the same way as somebody who can throw down bombs every 2 seconds.
And Janna's actually roaming up top right now. I'm not quite sure if she's trying to get some help for Irelia or maybe baiting him. No, just gonna go in there and try to get a kill off. Shield on Irelia, giving her extra damage.
Oh wow, that Janna ult!
He's in a bad spot, but he's only be able to, nope, the ignite goes down. He's not going to make it out of this one. And Studio actually takes that kill with the auto attack.
Wow.
You really should have given that to Irelia, to be honest.
Yeah, especially being 0-2. But Studio, I've seen like roaming Terex sometimes, but like that support was on point. Like I have never seen that Janna ult like blew Udyr so far back. I didn't even know. But meanwhile, mid lane, it looks like Slushy will almost go down, but gets the kill up on Ahri. Petudy is there waiting. The slow goes down, and looks like Slushy will actually get himself away there. So he's like, "Hey, you want to trade?" Ult. Yeah, that's why you banned Zilian.
Yeah, that's why he's just so strong. Even as a support, if you don't build him AP, his bombs still do a decent amount of damage, and his utility is just amazing.
Yeah, and right now DeJester is pretty huge. Has Wriggles completed, able to dodge every single attempt by Janna to CC him, and right now Nemesis is having a little bit of problems. They have basically, well, they have a really different build. DeJester's a little bit squishier, not having those 2 Doran's blades, going for the Zeal instead, so much more offensive than the double Doran's there by Nemesis.
I'd also like to point out that he rushed Wriggles before he even finished boots. I meant to say that earlier. But when they were both at 80 CS, actually, he only had Wriggles.
Slushy
and there goes a dive in mid.
Yeah, Slushy tanked the turret on that one, and then just like you know, thought that either he wasn't taking it or something. He just like kind of hung out there and wound up dying to turret. But it was a suicide to turret, so it's not that big a deal. But Fred actually with the level advantage top lane, so that's a little bit of a change. And both teams have MR. Irelia has it in the form of that chalice, whereas Udyr
LzH is actually going for Dragon right now, and Ahri's right there. She knows about it. She knows he's by himself right now.
Yeah,
she should be going in there and poking him more.
But DeJester is so low right now.
This is the taunt. Warwick's just going to be able to finish this for free, and there it goes. LzH gets Dragon. And to give him enough time for Nunu to come over and scare him off a little bit. Oh, here comes the engage. Ooh, good heal. Vayne almost goes down to Graves' ult right there.
Yeah, really clutch heal there, and that is just the strength of Summoner Heal. Back in the day, if you brought Summoner Heal, you know, you were like a #1 scrub, but it's pretty good nowadays after the recent change. Looks like Ahri will pick up a blue buff for herself, but yeah, they really didn't have that team coordination that we saw there out of Lzuruha. They just kind of sat around there while Warwick got Dragon, and then let Lzuruha basically do whatever they wanted. So Slushy's going to come down here, and Studio may be in a really bad position. No, she's just going to CC her way to victory and run back to the turret, which unfortunately does not exist. So it's 1-0 in favor of Lzuruha, 8-3 in kills, and 4.3 thousand gold ahead at 17 minutes.
It's all about just the teamwork they've had and getting the two dragon. They're up 2 dragons to none, as well as the ganks that got bottom and the tower bottom as well. Just like when you get free objectives like that, it's a really big boost to your team. And also, I'd like to mention how Janna was able to roam up top is because their turret was down, so there's no need to protect it down there with Vayne freezing the lane. Janna was able to roam up there and just help out Irelia freely.
And right now, Daegen just taking those bombs for free. The Rod of Age is already complete on Zilian.
They know Warwick's coming up top. Fred's in a little bit of a bad spot right now.
Yeah,
no?
but
they're not going to engage.
Yeah, they did see Warwick go up there, so Fred's just going to hang out there. But if Lzuruha tries to go around and do a really dominant play around that turret, I feel like they could pick that up. But with Trundle and Ahri there in the vicinity,
they had wards right here, so they saw Ahri and Trundle both going up, so Warwick decided not to engage.
Yeah, really good call by Lzuruha there not to get greedy and just to go ahead and back out. And they do have the wards scouting out Trundle there, so they're just going to hang out there and try to get something done here. It looks like Ted Stickles finds Petudy in the jungle, but Slushy is not in position to capitalize on that. It looks like top lane Fred and Telandra just trying to trade, but Telandra coming out way ahead.
It would be kind of hard for Trundle to die in a 1v1 right now, just because he's just so naturally tanky. If he slaps his ult on, especially somebody like Warwick, who's already also tanky, and he just should not die in a 1v1. There's the Nunu ult. I think that was pretty premature. I think he thought they were going to get engaged on, but actually has baited his team to getting engaged on, I think.
Oh, and At0mic will go down there to the Graves ult.
Dagen's going to go down right now to the Zil bomb. There it is.
Yeah, but Ted Stickles
is sitting in the back.
Really low.
Good flash, Ted Stickles. He actually could have just gone in there with the Zil ult on and died, and then got rebirthed, but he decided it was better not to.
Yeah, because if they actually don't focus you and you're just running around in there like a tard, you kind of die instantaneously. So Slushy and DeJester are both really low, whereas Nemesis with that Janna shield is a lot more pushing power and sustain. So looks like
he has Wriggles, double Dorns as well. He's getting a lot of lifesteal off these creeps.
Wow, yeah, that's just the strength of double Dorans. You basically get an effective Bloodthirster without paying for it. Plus your Dorans act like gold per 5 once you sell them back and you know, have a more full build. But Telandra just sustaining so well with that Spirit Visage, able to help the lifesteal spellman from his turtle stance. So he's kind of impenetrable right now, and Fred's just forced the last in under turret.
It's kind of interesting right now. If you look at the total gold for Vayne and Graves, Vayne's up about 700 gold, 800 gold almost right now, and that's all from the 2 dragons in the bottom tower. She has 1 more assist, but that's it. 1 assist, and then the 2 dragons in the free tower bottom. That's the big difference right now. She's able to have a full Phantom Dancer, actually. And it looks like they want to engage on Janna top, but they're not in position to do so.
Yeah, Graves just going for that hard 80 burst damage, picks up that BF sword, whereas DeJester going for a lot more mobility base, gets that Phantom Dancer, kind of the item for choice of choice for those more mobile heroes. Telandra is all up in there.
Trundle
Petudy
just
has,
ran in.
yeah, but Telandra's
Trundle
going.
ran in a little bit premature, but he's able to tank enough to not be in really any trouble. And it looks like Ted Stickles about to fall to Irelia. There it goes. She gets the blue buff now.
And that was really good job there by ReBoot to all converge there. And I think, you know, Telandra thought that they were going to be able to get something done with Ted Stickles coming up, but Telandra got hit really hard and forced to back out
if they're able to pick up another kill right here, I think they're going to try to go for Baron. They're wasting too much time right now, but if they get another kill, they might be able to still do it. I think they're just going to probably back off and clear wards.
I don't know, they're heading towards
they still
it.
Could.
But they are not killing wards. Looks like
Janna didn't see the ward. I don't know how Janna doesn't see that ward right next to her left.
I believe she actually does see it, so she's going to try to kill it off. It looks like they have successfully delayed that dragon, but wow, the Daegen got chunked there. And
the Zil bomb is going to AoE kill Ahri. Oh no, Ahri's going to... Oh, Ahri with a flash out. Good escape right there, but Trundle goes down. Trundle goes down, Irelia goes down, Graves goes down, Janna goes down.
DeJester! MVP!
Ahri, if DeJester flashed, he thought Ahri would go that way. He's still going to pick her up, I think, right here. One more tumble. Nope, red buff's good enough.
Oh my goodness.
LzH for the ace and free Baron right now. Definitely tanky enough to get this fairly safe. Especially with all of them dead, there's no real trouble that they're in.
Yeah, really good conversion and really good team coordination there by Lzuruha. That is what makes them so strong. Once somebody makes a call, they go on it, and kind of, you know, you saw ReBoot there a little bit uncertain. Once they were pressured at that Baron, they weren't certain, you know, do we still go for this, do we back out, and that uncertainty definitely cost them once the focused aggression of Lzuruha kind of went in there and picked up that really quick kill on Graves, and from there it was just free Baron.
Yeah, they waited way too long. I believe they killed Telandra, and then they just waited like 20-30 seconds chasing down people before they actually went for Baron. And by that point, Telandra was already up and running over with Bear Stance. And now they're gonna go pick up map objectives, get Dragon, keep their wardage. They have their enemy blue warded.
Yeah, and Lzuruha has not been back to buy in a long time. 3k gold on DeJester, 2k on
3,300. About to be 3,400 gold for DeJester to buy with. I don't know, he might be trying to wait and just get a straight IE with like 400 more gold. Or he might recall and get Last Whisper or something in the middle. I'm not sure yet. I think he's just going to try to keep pushing objectives until he can get IE.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to get this turret. With Baron buff, they don't even need to go back. That gives them like
Plus
so much
Irelia's
AP.
top. Irelia's out of position top trying to get a push, but if you're going to be up there, you have to keep pushing the whole thing or it's not worth it.
But so bad. Irelia just cost them that turret, and that turret is going to allow every member of Lzuruha to just get that many more items. They're just going to go back, and that just makes their next push once they're back in bot that much stronger.
Yeah, Vayne has 3,700 gold right now. I wonder what she's going to buy. She buys the components of IE, I think. She didn't get the crit yet, but she has the BF sword and the pickaxe.
Wow.
And then she might have potted up. I'm not quite sure.
Once you're at that point, I believe you only need 1,200 gold, so I think she's just 100 short. So we might just see her farm up Raves, go back and pick it up. But looks like everybody else is going to sort of scout around mid. You see At0mic doing a really good job clearing out wards, and right now the only ward on the map for ReBoot is at their own blue buff.
Yeah, and actually what you mentioned earlier about the call making, I know that for the most part, DeJester makes the calls for LzH, and they have enough trust in teamwork, and like they've been playing together long enough where they will just do what he says, and if he makes a call, they do it. Even if it ends up being the wrong decision, it's still team coordinated, and it can even end up good, even if the decision wasn't necessarily the greatest. Comes with teamwork and playing together consistently.
And that is just a really, really good sort of feature of Lzuruha over a lot of other teams. Like we've pointed out several moments where ReBoot's teamwork was just a little bit off, and it really cost them objectives, like most recently that Baron. So looks like Daegen and Nemesis are just going to be able to clear out the waves there. Fred's actually jumping onto Slushy, and the ult going off there from Ahri as well. Slushy may actually ult himself. But, wow, Fred getting burst down there. DeJester cleansing, running away. Slushy's in there. He's going to ult himself in time, so he will rebirth, but he's going to rebirth right on top of 4 members of the enemy team. He's going to try to get away there. He is so fast. He's going to get away behind Atomic.
Warwick.
But
Warwick
Atomic is
engaged,
going to get off and almost completely...
Slushy's still alive. Slushy's still alive with 200 health.
Oh my goodness, lives with 26.
Health.
Oh my goodness. How did he live that? I don't even...
That was 0 for 3 right there after the great engage by... Oh, and there goes the surrender vote. That was a great engage. They saw 3 of them top and only 2 mid. They engaged on them. They just could not kill any of them with Zilian ult.
Man, that Zilian ult just came up so clutch at so many points during that game. So congratulations to both Lzuruha and ReBoot for an awesome game. But ultimately, GG to Lzuruha for picking up that win.